Hello.
Yeah, hello.
How are you doing today?
Uh, Fine. Nothing special.
Good, good, very good. What is your name?
My name is Prakash. What's your name?
Prakash. Nice to meet you. My name is McKenna. And where are you calling from?
I'm from India. And you?
From India. Okay, very nice. I am originally from the United States, but currently I live in Peru in South America.
Oh, so what do you do there?
I have been teaching English here actually.
Oh, that's wonderful. So
Yeah.
I teach English.
What's that?
I teach English either.
You also
Means
teach
I also
English.
teach English. Yes, I teach English.
Okay, very nice. Do you teach English in a public school, in a kind of a private institute, or what kind of setting do you teach in?
Okay, I teach in a government school.
In the government school. Okay, to children or um,
Yeah, ninth grades and 10th grades
ninth
students.
and 10th grade. Okay, okay. Very nice, very nice. So since this is our first time talking on Cambly, just tell me a little bit about what you usually like your minutes on Cambly to look like and how I can help you with that today.
Okay, so no, I have been using Cambly more than 2 or 3 months.
Okay,
Okay, so and that's why no, just I want to communicate with you about your teaching, about your experience, about
okay,
how do you find teaching in the Cambly like that. So that's a wonderful
okay.
for me because you are the English teacher also there.
Yes.
Okay,
Excellent,
so
excellent. Yeah. So do you have any specific questions for me?
yes, definitely. So just I want to know, you teach in the South America.
Yes, that's correct.
So what kind of the students do you teach?
So most of the students that I teach are my youngest students are usually about 15 years old, and most of them are adults or university students. The city that I live in is really big in tourism, and so most of my students are studying to become tour guides or to work with tourists, and so that's their reason for learning English.
Okay, so may I know the your country in the South America?
Peru.
Peru.
Yes. Yes. Have you
Okay,
heard of
so
Peru
just
before?
yes, just next to Brazil.
Yes, absolutely. That's correct. Next to Brazil. Yes, yes.
Okay. So, what things do you teach in the English? What do you what type of things do you teach in the school? Do you teach in the school?
Yeah, so it's kind of it's a private school. So it's not in the university or the school that children attend. It's something that people pay separately to attend this school. And so we have a curriculum that we use, a set of Oxford books that kind of go through various discussion topics while adding in grammar as we go through the books. So that's the
So, means you teach how to develop the vocabulary by using grammar and some topics.
right, right. So most of my students are at a very beginner level. From it could be their first English class, have a 12-month course. So the most advanced students have been studying for 1 year. What level are most ninth and 10th graders in India where you teach at? What
Yes.
English level?
So, intermediate level I teach in the
Okay,
ninth and 10th.
intermediate. Okay. So are they conversational for the most part? They can have a basic conversation.
Yes. No, we have to teach the literature,
Okay.
grammar, and
Okay.
conversation.
Okay. Excellent. Interesting. And do you have certain curriculum books that you use, or have you created your own curriculum?
Yes, our government provides us a proper curriculum. Then
Okay.
we have to
Okay.
follow this one.
Okay. Very nice. Interesting. And in your class, do you ever use your native language, or are the classes 100% in English?
That's a good question. I have to teach in both language, in our native language and in
Okay.
English both. But after
Okay.
some days, after some months, they are able to understand English. Then I explain everything in English.
Okay. Okay. So you start the semester explaining things in your native language and then transition into just English.
Yes.
Okay, very
So
nice.
it's easy for those students
Right,
to understand
right.
what I want to tell them.
Okay, I understand. I think that's the hardest part about teaching English to students whose native language you also speak, because it's very tempting to explain things in the native language because it's quicker, easier, and simpler, even though in the end it doesn't serve them as well. That's been very hard for me also.
Actually, I think you have read my mind. Just I wanted to ask the same question because you are teaching in the South America,
Right,
and all people are not very good at speaking English. And
right,
you were born in the USA, so that is your native language, your own language.
right.
So how do you explain these all things?
Yeah, it's difficult, and especially because I do speak Spanish, um, and my Spanish level is typically better than the English level of my students. So it's tempting to explain difficult concepts in Spanish, um, as I'm sure it is for you, since you, of course, speak the native language of your students as well. But yeah, in the end, I write a lot, draw a lot, because I know a lot of times when I explain things to my students who have a very low level, they're probably not understanding all of my explanation. And so I try to be visual as well. I think that helps. Whether it's drawing things or writing a very simple sentence and breaking it down in different colors or things like that. I think being visual helps to explain concepts as well, to avoid using the native language.
So as a teacher, I can understand your problem. What type of
Right.
problems do you face there?
Right.
Okay,
Absolutely.
in India, but in India, English is very common language.
Right.
All people can understand. What's the problem here? They are not able to speak English fluently and naturally. That's the
Right.
main problem.
Right.
So, can you give me some tips how to get the fluency easily?
Yeah, yeah. I think the most difficult part is that students, especially who are studying in ninth and 10th grade, for example, view English as a subject like math that they're studying rather than a way to communicate, its own way to communicate. So I would guess that most of your students are still translating a lot of things from their native language to English. So I would try as much as you can to encourage your students to stop translating, to have as much of the communication in your class as you can be in English, and to try to talk about topics that are interesting to them, so that they can start to view language as a mode of communication rather than a school subject. Because I think that's the biggest block for students to cross, is that they're studying English like it's math or science rather than like it's a way to communicate with each other.
Okay, that's perfect for me, because I think now I'm going on the perfect way. I'm using the same method. I strongly believe that translation is a wrong method to learn any
Absolutely.
language.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, and I always encourage my all students. English is not a subject. It's not a knowledge. It's only the language. And
Right.
what is the function of the language to communicate? So just
Right.
communicate, whether it is
Right.
right or wrong. When we started learning our mother tongue, we made a lot of mistakes in the early age.
Right.
But when we started using that language, we corrected by ourselves. Then now we
Right.
can speak English easily. So this is the method
Exactly.
I think. For we have the same ideas. That super. So I
Yeah.
have got more confidence now how to use this technique in the classroom.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be difficult, especially, I don't know, do you have a large class size? How many students are in your class?
40 or 50 students. That's the problem in my country.
That's hard. That's very difficult, 40 or 50. So do you do a lot of group exercises?
Yes, sometimes I just tell them to make a drama,
Right.
and
That's
sometimes I
great.
encourage them to make a speech,
Right.
presentation.
Right.
So just I give them chance to speak more and more.
Right. Yeah.
And
Debates
I
are also a really great, I don't know if you've ever done debate in your class before, but it can be really good because
uh,
it, sorry, go ahead.
yes, sometimes also arrange the debates. I also arrange the debates, but most
Right.
of time I use presentation methods. Suppose
Okay.
I'm teaching in the tense grammar, but I
Right.
tell them just make a presentation. Whatever you have understood, just explain in your words. Don't try to cram. Don't learn by
Right.
heart.
Right.
Explain in your words. So other students will also get the chance to listen to your ideas. Then they will collect so many ideas. Then day by day will, they will speak easily.
Right, right. The reason I really like debates for English learning also, though, is because it can be 50% something they prepare at home, so they at least feel more confident if you give them a night to prepare some of their ideas. But then also 50% of it is going to be authentic, what they say in class, because it will be in response to what the other side says. So that's what I think is great about debates is they've partially prepared, and then there are also things that they will have to say that they are not prepared for. So I think it's good for both. It's both a presentation and kind of conversational.
So no, because of this method, students have a lot of interest because they also get the chance to speak.
Right,
If
absolutely.
you speak alone all the time, then students will not like that.
No.
So no interest, no learning. Then no interest, no learning.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I actually found the
Okay.
less I talked in class, the better.
Okay. So now I want to ask about Cambly experience. How do you find teaching English on Cambly?
Yeah, it's been interesting on Cambly. Most students that I talk to on Cambly are like you. Highly, they speak English very well, proficient in English or at least very upper intermediate. And so it's been interesting for me. I think I learn a lot teaching on Cambly about culture, about a lot of different things. So I've enjoyed it. I find it more conversational and less instructional, which is nice.
Okay, we have only 3 minutes left, and
Yeah.
I want to I want to learn something new from you.
Okay.
Uh, how to talk about means which place do you want to visit in a near future? So how to describe that one?
How to describe where you would like to visit in the future?
Yes, which place do you want to visit in the near future?
Yeah, so I would like to visit Southeast Asia because that is where my best friend lives. She lives in Cambodia. And so I would really like to visit Cambodia and the countries surrounding that.
Okay,
Yeah,
and why do you want to visit that place?
because first, the culture sounds very, very interesting to me. I think it's a culture very different than the one I grew up in. And then also, of course, because I would like to visit my best friend. So,
Oh,
do
that's
you
perfect. So
yeah,
then
do you have somewhere that you would like to visit in the near future?
definitely I want to visit USA.
Okay, okay. What part of the US?
North part and the center part.
Okay. Have you ever visited before?
No, but just I'm planning now.
Okay, okay. Very nice. Um, do you have friends or family or know anyone who lives in the US that you're planning to visit while you're there?
Yes, yes, yes. No, where I teach, I have already told you I'm a government teacher, and
Uh-huh.
where I teach, so the most of people are settled in USA.
Okay.
So hundred of students are just settled. They migrated to USA.
Okay, very nice.
So they invite me, sir, please come to United States of America. Just we want to show you something, how we
Right.
live here, how we work here, how we study here.
Right. That's wonderful. So most of your students are in the north of the United States then, you said?
Yes, Wisconsin, then Chicago,
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Very cold places. I don't suggest you visit during the winter, especially being from India. It will be very, very cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to India?
I have not. I would like to visit India though.
So do you know anything about India?
Um, about cities and things there, really, truly
Yes,
no.
yes,
I
everything.
know,
Yes, yeah, if you want to visit, just you have decided, yes, if I go to India, then I would visit this type of
no.
places.
I've been told Bollywood, Mumbai is the capital of Bollywood, right?
Yes,
Okay, so I've been told
but
that that's
our capital is the Delhi. Delhi is the capital of India.
of the country. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
So always, people have a problem. People say that New York is the capital of United States, but really the Washington DC is your capital.
Right, absolutely. It's not the biggest city,
But
but
New
yeah,
York is more famous, more popular in the world.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, more well
That's
known.
right.
Well, it was so nice to meet you. Our time is about to run out.
Really, I also enjoyed a lot with you, and I have studied something how to explain. And as a teacher, I have got a lot of ideas from you.
Perfect. Thank you. I'm so glad. Have a great rest of your
So
day.
that's it. Same to you.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.